You know, quite often I find myself thinking, you wake up early in the morning, you check the market trends, you open up your Twitter feed, and then suddenly this news pops up. Breaking news, President Trump has just released a statement on crypto, declaring that Trump will absolutely never let the crypto community down. And 2 hours later, just like EY cool, there are new attacks between the USA and Iran. The USA is shelling Iran again. The USA is shelling the road from overseas far and wide. What the fuck? And with that, welcome. Here's a new update video. It's crazy. We live in crazy times. If A is said, B is simply done. And oil prices are rising again. Bonds are rising again. It's wonderful. And today, the PCI data is also coming out. It's like you wake up and you're confronted with it again. And then at first you think, cool, my short position must be massively in the green, and it is. Yeah, I know. We're all happy now that finally the short is working, or rather working again. It's a profit. We're now slowly approaching the support area, which we definitely need to take a look at. We'll take a look at all of this calmly, for sure. But before we get started, as always, feel free to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, feel free to check out the free Telegram talk and signal group as well. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, feel free to join. You'll find the link for that for free down in the video description. And if you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade all of this, you can also sign up with my partner, Exchange BingX. So you'll also find the link for that down in the video description. At the moment, there are a few cool promotions going on, and maybe also a note for you. If you register by July 1st, everything will stay the same for now, also because of Mikke, etc. BP. So if you still want to register now or are still looking for an exchange, then maybe register with BingX in the next 4 weeks. Let's get started. And this was also yesterday, since Andreas just posted it. Trump threatens Oman with a military strike. Those are some new tones, aren't they? If Iran isn't enough, and if the Strait of Hormuz isn't opened, then now we're also going to start attacking Oman. It's the biggest shit show ever. We're living in the real simulation. But by the way, Bitcoin at 73,000 US dollars, we've lost quite a bit in the last few days. And remember what I said in the live stream. A dump like this can come faster than you can blink. Remember back then, the last dump, that was all of this here. Within 3 weeks, it just dropped 30,000 points here. So a third, 33% down. And yeah, now we've just fallen 7% in the last 2 or 3 days. But as I said, we're now right at our first support line at 71,700 to about 68,000. This is still overall the bear flag. The problem with the whole thing is the volume is just catastrophically low still. The news, as I said, the US is attacking Iranian targets in the Hormuz and an agreement is not in sight. Honestly, I actually thought I'm a bit shocked now because yesterday there was a report on Twitter again that a deal was in sight. So, you know, I'm just a bit, confused right now. I don't know how you all out there feel, but I think even confusion itself is confused right now. Even Timmy would be turning in his grave thinking, what the fuck, what's actually going on here? No one knows anymore. Deal, no deal, deal or no deal, no idea. Do you still remember that show? I think that's kind of the situation right now. But it's not just about Hormuz. According to an analyst from Umgerust, a short-term interest rate hike by the Bank of Japan in relation to Iran remains uncertain. Yeah, you don't even believe that yourselves. And that's what I mean by that. 1 second this news comes out and the next something else. Because right after that came the intervention data. 8 CN edges back, goalkeeper 160 per dollar. Hey, the intervention is useless, guys. And that's the next thing that could start to shake up the markets a bit. That's why we're going to take a quick look now. Let's switch over to USDJPY. You can see we're just about to enter the short zone again, or rather my short area. The dollar is rising, which means Bitcoin will just keep falling. That could also push the stock indices down a bit today. Plus, of course, if you remember what I said at the beginning of the video, where's the economic calendar? Where is it? Today at 2:30 p.m., the PCE data will be released. That's one thing, number one, and the gross domestic product. If this data turns out to be absolutely lousy, to put it politely at this point, because it's expected that the PCE data, where do we have it here? Oh, we don't even have a forecast yet. That's funny too. I'll refresh again. But if we're already at the point where, yes, we do have a forecast. It's supposed to rise from 3.8% month over month to 0.5% and the price index to 4.3%. Those are wonderful figures. And the gross domestic product is also coming. It's beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful day today, at least here. But what's going on over there? I just can't believe it. It's an absolute shit show. But that's fine by me. As I said, Bitcoin, our target levels are already known, including what my take profit is for the short at the moment. Yes, the short is really a profit. I woke up happy. You might notice that about me today, but the short is definitely very, very much in profit. Let's take a closer look. Let's go into the spot order book, but we'll switch to the 1 minute time frame because what matters is how much is actually being bought. And as you can see, nothing is being bought at all. The markets are cooked. The markets are absolutely cooked by now. It can't be that yesterday we briefly had 60 million in buys when we were still around 75K, and now we're below 73, and nobody cares. No one cares. That's just way, way too little, let's be honest. That is significantly and remarkably insufficient, considering we have just witnessed a substantial decline of 7%. Nobody cares at all. Just look at this. It's nothing. It's just hot air. We've had more selling before than the amount of buyers coming in now. This isn't a sustainable run where you could say, oh yeah, awesome, we're definitely going to the moon now. What's missing is sustainability, or rather the good news, and we're not getting the good news. What we get here is either there are new attacks, then suddenly the housing market in Canada collapses. The bonds, speaking of bonds, let's take a look at how they're doing at the moment, whether maybe they're having another ugly spike. No, but they are rising. That's where the problems are. And this scam wick we had here, which apparently lasted a bit longer, that was due to yen sales. At least it means that the Japanese have once again sold treasuries. Hey, congratulations. And that was only with the 2-year bonds. It wasn't the case with the 5-year bonds, but they're all rising again. It doesn't matter what it is, everything is going up. When there's war, bonds rise because of uncertainty. Speaking of the dollar, we just looked at it. Of course the dollar is rising. Look here, the dollar, of course the dollar is rising. Why? Because of uncertainty, because of war. Where do people go? Into the safe havens. And unfortunately, that counts as one of them. And you also have to say, if we look at the FedWatch tool, we still have a 0% chance that we will get a rate. No, only 1.3% that we'll get a rate cut. In July, 1.1%. Okay, wow. September, 0.9%. So that's off the table. Rate cuts aren't coming. And of course, as a result, gold is falling for now, but we'll take a look at that in a moment. In any case, for me, Bitcoin is important for now. If it drops down into the zone, that would be a little hedge long zone where I'd say, okay, I'd start along there simply because it's the lower edge. And as I said, also the lower edge of our bear flag. Otherwise, let's move over to Ethereum. We are extremely bullish. The altcoin season has started. You can really see it. The altcoin season is going exactly in the opposite direction. It's terrible. So for me, $1,400, I'm telling you honestly, Solana looks just as absolutely miserable heading into the $50 to $60 range. And everyone is happy. XRP is, oh, come on. By the way, I sold Chainlink just 2 days ago. And not that you can say now that I didn't mention it. I said it in the big group. I mentioned it in the small group. It was here, I think, here. I sold 25% of my link position from Bison and was up 23% as announced in the stream. That was on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we were still up here at 59 and now we're at 88. So yes, it was a good sale, 10% lower. Yeah, the market is absolutely terrible. But at the moment, let's be honest, let's move over to the traditional markets. So gold, as I said, gold is falling. No interest rate cuts means gold will perform worse for now because interest rates are being raised. If the PCI data rises even more today, then we'll see gold drop even further. Probably the same goes for silver for now. Silver is still perfectly following the Elliott waves for us, at least A, B, C, D, E, down it goes. Let's take a look at the traditional markets. Oh no, was that still Forex? Oh no, we already talked about that. That's fine. DAX. For the first time, no new all-time high. I also don't think we'll reach it today. Dow Jones. The overshooting B wave continues. Nasdaq struggling a bit with over 30,000 points, but it should be noted that the futures are a bit in the red. That's just because there's war again until the next news comes out and everyone thinks, hey, we have peace. I'm still waiting for a post from Trump today saying that the attacks happened by accident and that he pressed the wrong button and actually wants peace here. I'm still waiting for that today. But I don't think it's going to happen. There will just be some other bullshit news. In any case, S&P 500. Here too, we should now have the 5 in at most. So somewhere around 7,600 points that we're now entering correction mode. It would be best to start going down slowly now, but as I said, Theoretically, we still have 2 weeks until all the interest rate hikes come, until Kevin Walsh comes. But I'm not fixating on it. If a correction comes, then a correction comes. If not, then it doesn't. Otherwise, we don't really need to look at the regular individual stocks much. Circle is still the gap down here. In the regular chart, there's a gap down here. That bothers me a lot. So the buy zones remain between $83 and about $60 at the bottom. Nothing has changed there. D-Wave, I think we've done well, taken profits. Last week looks good, so we might get a small trend reversal here now. And otherwise, everything else is secured with buy zones. Speaking of buy zones, we'll take a look at all of this tonight at 8 p.m. in the live stream. If you're interested, of course, altcoin requests, crypto requests, stock requests, whatever you're interested in, we'll check it out tonight at 8 p.m. I'd be happy if you join us. Otherwise, I'd say that's it from my side. Enjoy the weather today, tomorrow, and in the coming days. And otherwise, that's it from me. Thank you for listening. See you then. Ciao, ciao. And as always, stay crypto.